Hi you guys, it's Wendy. In my last video I showed you the things that I got at my Dollar Tree store, and those were kind of craft and beauty related items, and so I thought I would film a separate video with I found a bunch of books, and that's pretty unusual. Not like they don't have tons of books, but I'm fairly picky about what I read, and so I was really excited to see authors that I've read before and that I have enjoyed. And so I was going to share those with you, and in case you want to pick them up yourself. So the first book is a short story collection called Boys and Girls Like You and Me, and it's by Erin Kyle. And I picked it up not only because I just really enjoy reading short story collections, but also because if you look at her bio, she's a graduate of the University of Montana writing program, as am I. And so Erin has had some success in relation to getting lots of novels, and this is the first short story collection I've seen, but I know that she has 2 or 3 novels for sure that she's gotten published, so whenever I see that I like to pick those up. So I'm going to enjoy that. I got this book, gosh, I'm kind of close, huh? I got this book by Paul Auster called Sunset Park, and basically it says that it follows the hopes and fears of a cast of unforgettable characters brought together by the mysterious Miles Heller during the dark months of the 2008 economic collapse. So I read him before, I like his stuff, and so I picked that up. This is a collection of essays, Best American Spiritual Writing, edited by Philip Zaleski. And I have a huge collection of these Best American series, not too many in the American spiritual writing. I'm not super religious, but of course being spiritual extends kind of beyond being religious, and so thought I would pick that up. I like to take to work and read during I have 2 15-minute breaks, and so I like things that I can kind of pick up and put down, and so short story collections or essays work pretty well for that. So I picked that up. I got Farther Away by Jonathan Franzen, who I've read several books by. It says Jonathan Franzen's Freedom was the runaway most discussed novel of 2010. It gathers together essays and speeches written mostly in the past 5 years. And so again, kind of in that same vein, a book of essays. I got this book called The Guts by Roddy Doyle, and I've read several books by Roddy Doyle and have enjoyed those, so I picked this up. And it says Jimmy Rabbit is back, the man who in the 1980s formed The Commitments, a band composed of working-class Irish youths whose mission was to bring soul music to Dublin, is now 47 with a loving wife, 4 kids, and colon cancer. The news leaves him shattered and frightened. He isn't dying, he thinks, but he might be. Jimmy still loves his music, and he still loves to hustle. His new thing is tracking down old bands and finding the people who love them enough to pay for them. And so, anyway, without boring you and completely reading to you, yeah, I thought that seemed like something I could at least try. I got this book called Worst Person Ever by Douglas Coupland, or Copeland, and I've read several of his books. And so as far as the plot, it says Raymond Gunt likes to think of himself as a pretty decent guy. He believes in karma, helping his fellow man, and all the other good stuff. Sure, he can be foul-mouthed, occasionally misogynistic, and can generally rub people in the wrong way through no fault of his own. So with all the positive energy he's creating, it's a little perplexing to consider the recent downward spiral his life has taken. Could the universe be trying to tell him something? So pretty interesting. So I think I'll enjoy that one. And this is another short story collection I found. It says This Is Not an Accident, and it's by April Wilder. And yeah, so she's been published in lots of these magazines that I've read, and also says she got her MFA from the University of Montana. So thought that was pretty interesting. And so basically it says the title story, a cartoonist tries to cause a car accident to know what a car accident feels like. In the novella You're That Guy, a house sitter loses his canine charge tragically, and while hiding among poets in Salt Lake City, lands in possession of a therapy doll another man has carried around the city for 30 years. In Three Men, a wife helps her soon-to-be ex-husband pick a tie, but neither can find the words to stop a seemingly inevitable divorce. Interesting. Yeah, it seems kind of quirky and kind of cool. So I am going to read that. And then that leaves me with these other two books, which I'm just going to be honest, they're not my style. I wouldn't read them. However, I want to alter them. I thought it would be pretty cool to have a Halloween-themed junk journal that has on its spine the title Prophet of Bones. Doesn't that sound Halloween-like? I think it does. So this I would probably, use my whole keep a page, rip 2 pages out, do that, and then fill it with my own papers and things. So that's what I'm probably going to do with that one. I know people are probably cringing, but it happens. And this one I think would probably have the same fate. I Shall Be Near to You. That sounds kind of romantic, and seems like it would be a cool thing to have on the spine of a romantic or maybe Valentine themed junk journal. So I picked that up. Anyway, just figured I would share those things with you guys, and if you happen to see things at your own Dollar Tree that you think I'd be into based on those, shoot me a line or let me know in the comments, and I'll try to seek those out. Usually I don't look too hard at the book section. It's kind of too messy for me. And in fact, this is my little quirk, that when I go into a place like that, I find myself organizing. Like I find myself collecting titles and organizing the area as I look through things. So anyway, yeah, if you think of any titles or see titles that you think I would like, let me know. And otherwise, yeah, I will hopefully be back with a project one of these days, or a project share. But in the meantime, hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully you're doing well. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.